Today there are interesting updates from the Baltic Sea. Here, being one of the most targeted countries in the area by Russian sabotage acts, Sweden decided to act decisively. As one of the newest NATO members and having the largest Baltic coastline, Sweden set out to tighten its grip on the Russian Shadow Fleet operations to eliminate any possibility of new hybrid attacks on its infrastructure. Recently, Russian maritime activity in the Baltic Sea has become increasingly aggressive and suspicious, with a series of incidents pointing to a pattern of Russian sabotage targeting undersea infrastructure. The sabotage operations started in December 2024 when a Shadow Fleet oil tanker operating under questionable ownership damaged undersea data and communication cables of Finland, likely by dragging a loose anchor. Just a month later, a Russian-linked vessel damaged a critical undersea cable between Latvia and Sweden, triggering a full-scale sabotage investigation. The pattern continued at the end of May, when the Shadow Fleet tanker Sun was detected dangerously close to a key Poland-Sweden power cable and was forced to retreat after intervention by the Polish Navy. Subsequent Russian provocations near Estonian waters and reports of Polish forces driving away Russian vessels operating near Swedish cables underscore the escalating threat. In response to recent provocations, Sweden is joining NATO's regional efforts by tightening inspections of Russian Shadow Fleet tankers. From July 1st, the Swedish Coast Guard will require insurance documentation from all vessels transiting its territorial waters or economic zone, not just those docking at ports. This enforces the EU's April 2025 directive and reflects Sweden's resolve to counter the risks posed by the Russian Shadow Fleet. Prime Minister Ulf Kristersson stated that growing incidents in the Baltic demand preparedness, while Justice Minister Gunnar Stromer emphasized the need for increased inspections, calling the Shadow Fleet a threat to maritime safety. Sweden has already been patrolling shipping lanes and monitoring these tankers, but the new rules significantly expand enforcement authority. The signal is clear, and Sweden is no longer willing to tolerate covert Russian activity in the Baltic. This move also comes amid heightened Russian rhetoric. Moscow has declared its willingness to use all means to respond to inspections and has begun deploying naval escorts for Shadow Fleet tankers. Following recent airspace violations over Finland and Estonia and confrontational language from Russia's UN ambassador comparing inspections to piracy, NATO states are preparing for further escalation. If Russia decides to again try to chase away NATO vessels inspecting a Shadow Fleet ship, Sweden has nearly 100 Gripen fighter jets on rapid response standby. These jets are equipped with advanced radar, electronic warfare systems, and extended range, making them a formidable asset for controlling Baltic airspace and intercepting Russian aircraft. Additionally, Sweden's navy is built and optimized for the Baltic Sea's confined and shallow waters, and includes numerous patrol ships, corvettes, and submarines. Even before Sweden's NATO membership, its forces did not shy away from acting against Russia for violating their territorial waters or airspace, making them well prepared for any scenario. The Russian Shadow Fleet remains a critical component of Moscow's sanctions evasion strategy. Comprised of aging oil tankers operating under false flags and opaque ownership, the fleet moves Russian Urals crude oil around the world while avoiding Western scrutiny. Over 50% of this fleet transits the Baltic Sea using the key and most developed Russian ports with the highest available capacity, such as Primorsk and Ust-Luga, before moving toward customers primarily in Asia. The Baltic is ideal due to its hard-to-police maritime corridors and legal complexity, making enforcement difficult. This same factor also allows covert Russian operations, such as laying surveillance devices or damaging underwater infrastructure under the guise of commercial shipping. The sheer volume of this traffic poses both security and environmental risks to Sweden and its neighbors. Overall, Sweden's decision to take a firmer line marks a critical shift in regional security. As one of NATO's newest and most strategically located members, Sweden's participation significantly boosts the alliance's capability to police the Baltic Sea. By enforcing new inspection rules, Sweden joins a coordinated effort already supported by Poland, Estonia, and Finland to limit Russia's operational freedom in the region. While it may not completely halt Shadow Fleet operations, Sweden's involvement will force Russia to scale back its provocations and complicate any further attempts to sabotage undersea infrastructure. Lastly, we're officially launching our very first summer sale. This is the best chance to support our independent Ukrainian reporting while getting a huge 50% discount on your subscription. As you know, this sale comes at a very difficult time for Ukraine. That is why right now, your support is more important than ever. By subscribing, you will not only support our efforts, but also gain access to our exclusive insights, comprehensive overviews of all fronts, and strategic geopolitics videos. If you wanted to support our efforts but never got a chance, now is the perfect moment to make a difference. So check out the link in the description to join our cause and become an exclusive member of our community. I truly appreciate everyone who stepped up to join us. Your support means the world to us.